Okay, now we're going to give the youngster a shot here. Or the younger. I like how you learned from the first one. Well, it depends on which one dog you ran first. But I like switching to the rear cross here. You saw that the front cross left you too far behind, and we got the curl here last time. This does create a very nice line here to the teeter. This is a beautiful performance, as usual on the teeter. And I think this is pretty interesting because I feel like your timing here was very good, but you can see that the dog is already taking off, and taking off far too early. Yeah, I think you did a nice job. And this is just the dog just taking off too early. So in my mind, I would try, what would I try? I think the first thing I would try is to signal even sooner. So as soon as the dog is coming off, I would stop. Like I would stop this far away and just see if the dog can take off closer. The next thing I would try is, as I come in here, I would keep the dog there until I could get even further, like maybe about here, and then hope that my position helps the dog put in an extra stride. I don't think that it would, though. I'm not sure why your dog chooses to take off so early in different scenarios. This is just a confusing spot here for the dog. So when I play it right here, once the dog is on the line to the A-frame, you can go ahead and move. So right here, you should be moving right at this moment. The dog is definitely going to take the A-frame. But if we take a look at what happens next, as the dog approaches the A-frame, you continue to rotate your body, right? I can see it in the video. In fact, if I had watched this video first, I would have thought that maybe you were trying to wrap the dog to the table and the dog wasn't supposed to get on the A-frame. Okay. I do notice that you're putting the right arm up as well, very subtly. So I think this is a situation where the dog thought they were wrong. Okay, it looks like I've completely confused the courses so that it is the table. Okay. Okay, so if we want to get the dog to the table, we cannot rotate with the dog. Yeah. You have to stay right here, stopped, facing this direction, and just wait right there until the dog curls around toward you. Then, when the dog is headed this way, you can move out of the way and head for the table. So that's how we have to do that. Otherwise, they view this as pinwheel handling, and they're just going to look for the next obstacle. Remember that this table here is hidden from view. They don't see it. They're going to see the A-frame first. Okay, so here we're trying to throttle. Your position indicates that this jump might be right, so this is really hard for the dog. As the dog comes down, I don't like that you're running this way. What we need to do is run toward the tunnel. The reason we need to do that is to eliminate this as a choice. You can do it from behind, but you can see that your angle is toward this jump. And I don't like it. You're trying to get set up for the next part, but you create this momentary confusion. And this should be a throttle cue. So instead what you did here was you did not throttle the tunnel. Okay, what you did here was put a dog on the line for this jump and then shove the dog away from the jump. And the first choice is this one, the correct one. So I really don't like how this went down. But your dog is so fast that he's really able to smooth this line out. So time-wise, it's not going to be too bad. Okay, here you do a much better job of getting the correct line. Here the dog is exiting. I don't like you moving forward. You can clap if you want, but I still want to see you move this way. I should see your back. I should not see any of your chest or your face. And yeah. So because you keep moving forward and then you rotate like this. So your feet are going this way, but you twist your upper body. So remember, when you twist that, the dogs inappropriately turn away from you. That's exactly what happens here. Right? So you just can't worry about getting to this jump. You have to cut it up. Right? Then you can get the dog over that jump. Okay. Rear. Yeah, this is a really tough spot. The dog's on a line for this tunnel, and you shove into them, and so that causes the bar to come down. Let's take a look at it again. So the dog is angling clearly toward the wrong end, and then the dog turns away from you. They do that in the air. So I think that explains that bar there. Everything else is really good. So I think this is a situation on this kind of stuff where this also happens if this is not a weave pull, but this is, say, a jump, where the dog has to go jump and then to the same spot here. And if you handle it like a pinwheel and you keep sliding this way with your feet, but you rotate your upper body this way, the dog's just going to turn away. And if there's an off-course trap, they're going to go into it. And that's what was over here, these off-course trap tunnels. So pretty interesting spot. Yeah, I think with you, I just want to continue anytime, continue the points of emphasis. Anytime we need a decel, a wrap like we needed to the table, you have to stop and stay facing that direction. Okay? When we need certain turns, we can't do it, we can't fake it with shoulder rotation only. So you can't move this way, rotate your shoulder this way, and expect your dog to come with you. In fact, they will often turn the wrong way, both of them. So that's the second point to keep in mind. The third is to continue to work on your throttle cue until it's an actual throttle cue, because the throttle cue is so powerful, because you could have been way behind on the A-frame, on the takeoff plank, like way back where the dog is just getting on the A-frame, and you should have been able to throttle your dog into the tunnel without them ever looking at the jump, because that throttle cue is something that's very useful, and handlers are doing it from a very great distance. So that's something that I think I would like you to work on with this dog in particular, maybe not with the other. I don't know that you need that skill for that dog, but for this dog I definitely want to see that, because you see so many tunnel discriminations after long lines. In this case, they use the A-frame to really accelerate the dog off there, and then they put these off-course traps like where that jump is on either side of the tunnels to get you, and they are getting you. So we've got to kind of fix that. All right, let me know if you have any questions.